Okay.
Good morning. I am Zandel.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jan.
I'm Daniels.
Nare. And we are from the last group. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good
morning.
So,
So-
how did you find coming here? And why did you choose me to be your interviewee?
We chose you because you're a friend of mom, and also because it's here. So, sir, if you may ask, could you please state your name, your position, and a brief description of your role as a manager in the company?
Okay. I'm Ed Marquez, the head for the HRIS and HR Systems Management Division. Our unit, or our organizational unit, handles or support the HR business operations. Basically, this probably a back office operation, which provides the facility for our end users to look at. What we have in our system for our HR organization is an SAP Human Capital Management module. And we started implementing this last 2007. What we will normally do is we do the payroll processing for the company and several of our subsidiaries. Namely, we have Subic Telecom, Clark Telecom, the Maranao Telecom in Mindanao, and Philcom. And we have we call it the global or Phil Global company, which caters to the international customers of PLE. So we do handle their payroll. And we also provide service for the smart communications for the non-executive people of smart. So we have that outsourced service for them. We started since 2009. So practically we have already engaged about 2 years of time for the payroll services for smart communications. So we do receive various requests from several organizations within PLDT, externally from HR. So we have the customer business group asking us for some personal profile. So some other groups request us for a reference list of employees for their administration tasks. Like they do ask for a monthly list of separating employees for employees who have moved from one organization to another. So, we handle also the remittance for those government agencies like SSS, BIR, PhilHealth, PAHIBI. So one of my staff is handling that task, making use of the online services of Union Bank. So we generate some transactional files and then submit it online with Union Bank, and then Union Bank will be the second party to interconnect with the government agencies in terms of limiting those contributions that we have deducted from the employees. There are more, but for my personal engagement also, I am one of the member of the HR Council of the Pacific Group of Companies, which basically pag ito, they're telling us or we know that it is the MVP group of companies. These are around 17 companies. I lead one of the team of the HR Council, which is, we call it the HRS committee, which basically looks at the technical aspect of the HR operations. And sometimes there are projects from our IT group that it encompasses the HR business operations. So they asked me to join the project team to probably provide some assistance in terms of how HR business operations are and what are the informations that can be gathered from the HR information system.
So, what is the department, unit, or office that you are managing here in PLDT?
It's one of those functional organizations within the HR group. There are several organizational units within the HR group. In our unit is named as HRIS, which HRIS basically the Human Resource Information System, and HRIS and EHR Systems Management. We basically manage the systems being used by the HR group. So one centralized database information for all PLDT employees.
So, sir, can you share us some of your need for specific information on the performance of your functions as a manager?
With our function in my organization, we don't exactly need information. But basically, siguro, I would say what we need is to understand what the system benefits. What are the system benefits for us? So in that case, like one of our task is providing certificate of employment for requesting employee. What we need from that request is an information regarding to what purpose the employee's certification will be used for. What is the intention of that purpose or your request for certificate of employment? But we do have a form that the requesting employee fills out in order to request for a certificate of employment. There are some predefined purposes like loan for housing loan, for credit application, for visa application. That's one part of information that we need in order that we can basically provide you with that certificate for a particular purpose. Others are end user requests. What we need from them is what are the basic or what are the informations needed particular to the request. Like one department would request, I may need these informations in order to project what relevant trainings would be applicable for that person. Like something like an organization may request that what is the position, when is that person hired by PLDT, what are the courses he had pursued or prior to employment, what course had he completed or what graduate course that employee has. Sometimes they do ask for some, what are the skills he submitted during employment. The informations are not specific to my operation as a manager. I do have my staff to delegate that request, and with all those informations needed, the staff can easily extract from the central database, gathering all those informations required. But for me to function as a manager, I may not need some informations, but what I do is, in order for me to be updated on some of the technologies outside PLDT, I usually attend technical seminars outside in order to gather some information on what would be some relevant system solutions or technology solutions to support an HR business operation. What I do gather from those external seminars are something like Oracle has upgraded to some higher versions that PLDT is not able to upgrade, something like that. Sometimes, what are those options that you can probably minimize the cost of your operations? So something like there are some solutions that relates to productivity. So some seminars offer that during the sessions, and you can probably ask further questions in order to gather more information from them in order that you plan for something else to support your operations also. So if you're talking about specific information within the HR organization, may not be that valuable for you to know kasi my organization is not related to be specific in the information we give. So there are a lot. It may come from one person to another, but these are not basically the specific ones that we need.
Sir, we learned from our class that a manager needs to perform 4 specific functions, which are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Can you give us some specific example on how you as a manager perform these functions and why these are important to be performed in your company?
Okay. Those 4 functions that you are relating to are basically be possessed by any line manager. With us, because we have this performance appraisal period for a period of 1 year. So we have this kind of setting of goals. So we will concentrate on planning because we do have to plan for the goals that we have to achieve for the following year. Like for year 2011, we have planning on the month of October 2010. So we set the goals for the organization to achieve. What we do for this particular preparation or planning is each of our staff must define at least 3 goals. They have to define their individual goals in terms of looking at the strategic objectives of the company. Like we have something like revenue generation, we have something like operational excellence, we have quality service. So those particular objectives would be a reference for them to set their goals. So we normally request our staff to define at least 3 goals and then set their performance objectives. And then we have to plan what are the plan of actions. They have to define plan of actions in order to achieve these goals. With those inputs from our staff, we also select very essential, those essential objectives or goals set by our own staff. And that will be defined for us, and we will take a look at organizing all these plan of actions in order that we can achieve at least an excellent performance for the year. Like we do always set a goal for quality service. And the method that we do is we have something like a satisfaction rating for every task delivered to them. So like there will be one request to provide them a profile of employees, and we will send them the satisfaction rating form and give us the feedback. And from that rating form, we consolidate all those satisfaction ratings, and we arrive at one department satisfaction rating. Something like we said between a range of 1 to 5, 1 being the poor, 5 being the excellent performance. We set as over the 4.5 rating would be an outstanding rating for us. And between 3.5 to 4.5 would be a satisfaction rating of excellent or exceed standards. And below that 3.5 is meet standard. So normally there are several factors in order to achieve what a quality service would be for them. So those are some examples of planning. We need also to organize ourselves in terms of how we can improve our services and operation. So we do have some kind of a department meeting. Normally we do it on a quarterly basis. And some issues would crop up during the meeting, and we try to resolve whatever are those issues. And as a manager right now, we have some leadership workshops that we need to attend to in order to improve our competencies in leading our team. But as they say, you must be a follower in order to be a good leader. Okay. In terms of controlling, probably our aspect of controlling is the way we handle our resources to its effectiveness and efficiency. So normally our resources are dependent on our IT group, because we do have a centralized server farm where our servers for the HRIS being used on a daily operation are located somewhere that's being managed by our IT personnel. More than that, practically we use these 3 or 4 factors in our daily operation as a manager or as a line person.
So sir, was there any situation that you experienced where inaccurate and untimely information negatively affected your decision?
I cannot tell exactly that it affected our decision. Like I said, we are a support to the business operation. So, in terms of inaccurate and untimely information, inaccurate would rather be related to the technology like garbage in, garbage out. We input something that is inaccurate, and then the result will be also inaccurate. Untimely because, like I also said, that payroll or the salaries is very important to people. We have the time limit that we have to render the result salaries of our employees. So if there will be an untimely, but I would say these are not happening in my organization. because we have the technology solution to support us in terms of accuracy and the timely results of what we are doing for them.
So thank you, sir, for sharing us with your knowledge about information in managing. So, as our final question, what advices can you give us to become a manager like you?
You have to know. But probably I would suggest that you focus on something else. Set your goals that in the future you have to achieve it. You have to exert efforts on something like gaining more knowledge. Attending workshops is one. You can get more information on how you will do things. I'm not a wide reader, but if I wanted to know something else about how to achieve some objective, I do read some references. I would rather say look for somebody else as a mentor, because these mentors will provide you basic knowledge on how you will achieve more. Aim for something that's something else that's beyond your capacity, because if you fail, you still have something like if you plan to achieve 120%, if you fail below that, that would probably 100%. So go for more, because failures are along the way, but you can learn experiences, or you can learn lessons from your mistakes, or you can also learn from the mistakes of others. There are a lot outside the school that you could probably look forward to it, that this might be inspirations for you to achieve what you wanted to do with your life. Working with corporate work is, I would say, would be difficult for one to achieve the highest position. Others would start basically at the top because they have those resources. Graduate schools or postgraduate schools are basically one of those relevant achievements that they're looking up for line managers. So I know you're just freshmen.
Yes.
Of your own, I know you are BSIT student. IT is very wide or has a large environment. So you can be technically equipped with things that you might be needing when you're getting your employment. But as I said, you have to look for a wider environment in order for you to be provided with some experiences that might be useful in order to achieve your goal. I am an engineer. I started as an engineer, but I'm not by profession an IT graduate. I learned IT since I started my job, because I was given the opportunity to handle IT assignments. So from an engineer went on IT, and I learned more of my IT knowledge from my involvement with several people and organizations.
Okay, so we would like to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to Sir and give you a small token of our appreciation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope you learned more, or you learned something else from what we did today. And hope to see you.